student performance in schools, the leadership of the school has to create a climate of learning. It has to be the focus of what is done in the school. Everything around the school relates to that focus on learning. I think you have to establish high expectations that all students can learn, and there are standards at which we require students to apply themselves to learn to the best of their ability, so that personal learning becomes a really critical issue, and empowering students to learn through effective skill development is also very important. I think the development of relationships between teachers and their students is very, very important. It's very difficult to teach anybody anything meaningful without a respect between the teacher and the learner, and vice versa. So that idea that learning results from a human relationship, that there is a person who is willing to share their knowledge and skills and to support another to learn, is really important, so you have an empathy and understanding between both the teacher and the learner. I think also that the learning has to be contextual and real world, in that it is relevant and meaningful and significant for the student to, I suppose, undertake some sort of investment on their own behalf to be able to ensure that their learning is something that is meaningful and purposeful for them as an individual, as well as meeting other requirements that they might need to aspire to as far as future opportunities in credentialing and those sorts of issues are concerned. I think that one of the great issues for us as far as student engagement is concerned is that whenever we set a piece of work, that all students will be supported in achieving the potential that they have to meet the requirements of that work. So we have standards and we have support mechanisms and we have monitoring processes to ensure that all kids have an equal opportunity to perform to the best of their ability. From a professional learning point of view, we're supporting teachers to identify what skills are required for learners to become independent, so that they can work individually to maximise their performance. So it's a process of identifying the skills, the attitudes and the behaviours that students can adopt to allow them to become responsible and independent learners. We also work very hard on providing a framework that will allow best practice for teaching, so that we identify what the characteristics are that a teacher has at their disposal, or the skills that they can develop to maximise student learning. So we look at lesson structure, we look at the way content is delivered, and we look at how feedback can be provided to students upon their learning, so that we're maximising that learning cycle, if you like, through assessment to inform learning, as well as summative assessment at the end of any piece of work. Well, schools are part of the broader community, and to maximise the function of the school you really need to engage with community at all levels, not only from the point of view of supporting learning in the school but also supporting the community via student work. And we found that that sort of engagement with community provides a rich context for learning, and that's particularly so with Aboriginal students. We work very closely with the local Aboriginal community, parents and carers and community members to maximise student engagement in their learning and to recognise student performance. So we celebrate the success of our Aboriginal students with their community, and we have opportunities for the Aboriginal community to come into the school and support student learning through modelling high expectations, and also supporting in classroom and across the school practices of the Aboriginal students.